Do you ever feel like your finances are slipping through your fingers, no matter how much you try to manage your budget? Like no matter how many apps you download or spreadsheets you fill out, the money just keeps flowing out? Here's one possible reason. You might be overcomplicating things. Sometimes, the more complex your financial tools, the harder it is to truly control your money. But what if I told you that there's a 100-year-old method from Japan that flips the script on everything you've been practicing about budgeting? A method so simple, it doesn't require a smartphone, an app, or even an internet connection. We're talking about the world of Kakeibo, where less truly is more. And in this video, we'll cover what Kakeibo is, how it works in practice, exactly why it works, and who stands to benefit the most from adopting it. Let's start with an outline of this traditional yet radical method. It might be time to hit the pause button on the latest budgeting apps and financial tools. They might look fancy, but if you're not the techie type, they can trap you in a cycle of complexity that leads to stress, not savings. Kakeibo, on the other hand, is about stripping your finances down to the essentials and focusing on what truly matters. Originating from Japan over a century ago, Kakeibo was designed to help people save money through mindfulness. And it's more than just another budgeting tool. It's a mindset shift. The heart of Kakeibo lies in 4 simple questions. How much money do you have? How much would you like to save? How much are you spending? And how can you improve? Now, you might be thinking, really? 4 questions? That's it? But don't underestimate their power. By answering these questions, what you're really doing is rethinking your relationship with money. You're putting yourself back in control, using nothing but a pen and paper. No tech, no distractions, just you and your financial reality. And why does this matter? Because in a world that's constantly telling us to buy more, spend more, and upgrade more, Kakeibo forces you to slow down and reflect. It's about intentional spending, not mindless consumption. And if that sounds too simple, consider this. Sometimes, simplicity is the most radical move you can make in personal finance. So let's talk about what it's like to actually live by Kakeibo. Here's how it works. At the start of each month, you set a savings goal. Maybe it's paying off some debt, building an emergency fund, or simply stashing away a little extra for the future. Whatever your goal, it's written down, and that's really important. There's a certain power in committing things to paper. Next, you divide your income into 4 categories. Essentials. This is what you need to live. Think rent, groceries, and utilities. Non-essentials. The extras, dining out, entertainment, or that new gadget you've had your eye on. Culture, books, movies, and experiences that enrich your life beyond the basics. Unexpected, because life happens, like an emergency repair or a surprise bill. Now, here's where Kakeibo really shines. You track your spending every day. Yes, every day. No more waiting until the end of the month to realize you've blown your budget on things you don't even remember buying. Each day, you see where your money is going. And at the end of the month, you reflect. You look at what you spent, where you overspent, and how you can adjust. But this isn't a guilt trip. Instead, it's all about awareness and choice. Kakeibo gives you the tools to decide where your money goes instead of letting it slip through your fingers unnoticed. Think about that for a moment. How often do we let money slip away on things that don't really matter? With Kakeibo, you get to decide, with clear intention, what's worth your hard-earned cash and what's not. So why does Kakeibo work? And why is it so effective for those embracing minimalism and simple living? It's because Kakeibo aligns perfectly with the principles of minimalism. It's about reducing the financial clutter in your life, those unnecessary purchases, the endless subscriptions, the impulse buys. Instead of trying to do more, Kakeibo asks you to do less, but better. Imagine you're decluttering your home. You're not just getting rid of stuff for the sake of it. You're making room for the things that truly add value to your life. Kakeibo is the financial equivalent of that process. It encourages you to spend money on what matters most and cut out the rest. There's a kind of freedom in that. By focusing on the essentials and eliminating the excess, you're reclaiming your financial peace of mind. And let's be honest, in a world that constantly pushes us to buy more and spend more, that peace of mind is priceless. Having said all that, Kakeibo isn't a quick fix. It requires consistency and commitment. It demands that you be honest with yourself about your spending habits. And that's not always easy. But the rewards are completely worth it. Because with Kakeibo, you're going beyond budgeting. You're making a conscious choice to live more intentionally with your finances and beyond. And if you're serious about achieving financial freedom, about escaping the endless cycle of debt and overspending, then Kakeibo might just be the tool you've been looking for. The tool that, in its simplicity, can bring you closer to wealth, not just in terms of money, but in the quality of life it enables. Now, let's talk about who Kakeibo really is for. Is it for you? Kakeibo is perfect for anyone looking to simplify their finances. If you're tired of juggling multiple apps, tools, and spreadsheets, if you're overwhelmed by the sheer complexity of modern budgeting, Kakeibo offers a way out. It's also ideal for minimalists or those who aspire to a more intentional, simpler way of living. But just to reinforce what we mentioned earlier, Kakeibo isn't about deprivation. It's not about cutting out all the fun in life or denying yourself every little luxury. It's about clarity. It's about making sure that when you do spend, it's on things that genuinely matter to you. This approach might be a breath of fresh air for those who feel buried under the weight of financial management. It's also a great starting point for beginners who are just getting into budgeting and want something that doesn't require a steep learning curve. However, if you're someone who prefers detailed, real-time financial tracking or needs immediate access to data, Kakeibo might not be your best fit. It's more about the big picture, the long-term view, and cultivating a reflective relationship with your money. But for those ready to break free from the cycle of complexity and embrace a simpler, more mindful approach to personal finance, Kakeibo might just be the game changer you've been waiting for. It's not your ticket to getting rich overnight. Instead, it gives you the foundation for sustainable wealth, one intentional decision at a time. And when it comes to deciding where your hard-earned moolah should go, there are some things you should avoid like the plague. Check out this video next on 10 things to keep your money away from.